Hey guys. Hey. How is everyone? Let me make sure my audio is working. Okay, I think it is. What a weekend, right? First of all, let me go in and say hi to you guys. Let me hop in and say hi to my Crime Cafe people. Hey, Chaloon. She says, quite the weekend, huh? Yes. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Michelle. It's good to see you back. 30 minutes. Mm. I hope you're doing good, Sherry. Hey, Lauren. Hey. That's okay, honey. No worries. I'm not going to be on long. Husband's on vacation this week. So we're going to have um, random times. Hey, Miss King. Oh, well, must roll out at 7. Was hoping for 30 minutes, starting to look like 15 now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Michelle. So, first of all, Crazy Pants weekend. Prayers to so many people, right? Um, especially for our country, right? Um, wow. There was a lot of things, right? I don't want to get into the, you know, politickish things, but I will say prayers for our country, please, and thank you. Also, Richard Simmons, you guys, Richard Simmons, that broke my heart to hear that he had passed away. And then we had Shannon Doherty, who passed away. Was it Dr. Ruth? Um, that passed. And then the whole thing happened in Pennsylvania this weekend. But anyway, prayers to everyone affected by that tragedy. Um, like I said, husband is on vacation this week. They have like um a week off. It's like a, I don't know, like inventory kind of week. Um, they do that in the summer and they do it in the winter. So, I mean, it's kind of nice, I guess. It's not like a paid vacation, but it's just a 1 week shutdown that they have every year. But anyway, I just wanted to get past all of that and get straight into this story. So, this story really bothered me today. Um, and I think along with everything else that's happened over the weekend and things, it's just kind of like, oof, right? And because temperatures are spiking the next couple of days all across the states, I thought that it would be, um, you know, sort of a sad, even though it's tragic, it's a sad reminder to us. So please let people know if you have anyone in your family um, that has small babies, small kids. Uh, remind them to not leave them in the car. Please. Please. This is awful. So I've got the story here that I wanted to share. This little girl, her name is Parker. And hold on just a second. She was on the thumbnail of the video. I don't know if you saw it or not, but her name is Parker. She's 2 years old, and her dad left her in the car for, I think altogether it was like 3 hours in Arizona in 111-degree temperature. And, I know Parker is a pretty name, right? But it's just very, very sad, and, I'm like, I can't believe that this hot car, leaving kids in hot cars is still a thing. I can't believe it's still a thing, you know? I mean, it's, shouldn't be a thing anymore. It's many times this happens and is publicized. I can't believe that it still freaking happens. I know, Melinda. I know. And hi, Melinda. It's good to see you. So we have, let me share this. All right. That one I want? Nope, this one is the one I want. All right. So here we have Arizona father charged with murder after daughter dies in a hot car. Now, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. Let me put that up. You're not going to see anything, but still, it's a very triggering, can be a very triggering subject, right? So, oh goodness, something just tipped over off my desk. This says Marana, Arizona. An Arizona father is facing charges after a 2-year-old girl died after being left in a hot car. Christopher Scholtes, 37, is charged with second-degree murder and child abuse. Um, uh, I know, Miss King, it's really hard. It's right. Schultes was arrested Friday morning and released that night to pretrial services without any bond requirements. A judge agreed Schultes is not a flight risk, but release conditions forbid him from being alone with his 2 other daughters. The family's car has become a key piece of evidence in the murder investigation. Police said when Schultes saw his daughter was asleep in the back seat, he left her there and went into the house. He said he'd done it before, leaving the engine and air conditioning on, and she was fine. But on this day, the car and the air conditioning stopped. According to a news release, surveillance video showed the child had been left in the car for approximately 3 hours. At 4 p.m., the child's mother, who is a doctor, I think I read she's an anesthesiologist, came home and found the girl. She tried to revive her daughter. Paramedics tried too and rushed the girl to Banner UMC, where she was declared dead. Search warrants show detectives are checking the electronics of the car, which could show when it was running, when it was parked, and when the air conditioning was on. In another article I found, I think it said it was like a 2023. I'll probably, I could think I'll find that one. Investigators are checking other electronics, including cell phones, a laptop computer, and a PlayStation 5. Authorities said the items could help document what Schultes was doing and when he was doing it. Detectives are also checking the child's iPad. They think its GPS can help establish how long she was left in the car, what she was doing while in the car, and if she was using her tablet, or asleep. So, mm, hold on. Hey, Margaret. Hey, Shiraz. Hi, hi, hi. Um, hold on. I'm looking at this update here. Hold on a minute. July 10th. Okay, this is not what I wanted. Sorry, guys. I'm just maneuvering around here. Almost done on the treadmill, Margaret. All right. Let me share this tab here. All right. This says Tucson, Arizona. The man accused of leaving his daughter in a hot car leading to her death has been charged with second-degree murder and child abuse. Taken into custody Friday the 12th. He made his initial court appearance later in the day. A not guilty plea was entered by the judge, and he was later released to pretrial services. Okay, we knew that. The state asked for a $1 million bond, but the judge refused to set it that high. Scholtes' wife spoke during his appearance and said she wants him back home with our other children to begin the grieving process. She also said he is not a risk to the community. Outside of a DUI charge from 15 years ago, Scholtes does not have a criminal history. Scholtes' 2-year-old daughter died July 9th when he left her in a vehicle in the driveway of the family home. Um, this is a picture of him there. Um, Police said Scholtes told officers he took his daughter on some errands and then went home. She was asleep in her car seat, so he left her in the vehicle while he went inside. He claimed he left the vehicle running with the AC on. When he went back outside, the car was off and his daughter was unconscious. She was transported to a Tucson hospital where she was pronounced dead. Authorities said Scholtes' timeline of events do not match security video from a neighbor. So he tells one story, and the surveillance video that they got tells another story. Um, and this article here was a little bit telling to me. Um, just hold on, let me keep reading. Yes, Michelle, in the driveway. Not like in a, you know, uh, it was in the driveway. He didn't want to get her out of the car because she was asleep. Um, so they have surveillance or security video, right? Like a Ring doorbell or whatever you want to call it from a neighbor, right? It says Scholtes said they got home around 2 p.m., but security video shows the vehicle arriving around 12:53 p.m. and it didn't leave again. So he told the police that they got home around 2, when in actuality they got home around before 1. Around 4 p.m. is when his wife comes home from work. She comes home and asks where her daughter was, and that is when him and her ran outside to check the vehicle. They called 911 and then brought their daughter inside the home. They and the first responders both tried to revive her, but those efforts were not successful. According to the interim complaint, the reported temperature was 109 degrees at the time of the call. The vehicle was parked in direct sunlight with the car seat on the driver's side of the vehicle, which was a west facing window. Christopher knew that he had left his 2-year-old daughter in the vehicle. Um, the document shows interviews that listen to this. This is where I get like, oh, no. When I was reading this, I read these next two bits and parts and pieces, and it made me physically sick. I mean, not that it didn't already, right? Not that it didn't already. Hold on a second, though. I want to put up, um, hey, Chaloon. Jolie Mae, um, the door's locked. You're not coming in. You're out there with your daddy. No, ma'am. She's out there, mom. Hold on. I want to put an overlay. Hold on just a second. I want to share this picture with you guys. It's probably going to take up the whole screen. I don't know if it'll cover the article up or not, but I just want you guys to look at that sweet baby. Look at that sweet baby. Yes, Margaret. Yes. Um, Shiraz says, hi, everybody, dipping in fast or dipping in for a bit. Why did I read fast? Yes, in the driveway, Michelle. And I know you got to go, Michelle. It's almost 7. It was good I'm glad you popped in. Melinda said, I don't understand the mentality of not going back to check, leaving her in the heat bad enough, but not to check. I checked on my kids when they were in the house sleeping, right? Wonder if he left her in the car while he was on his errands at each stop. Oof. You know what? They're doing an investigation, right? That's a good question. That's a really good question. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back too, Chaloon. Miss King said, I agree. Leaving her in the car is bad. Anyone could steal the car. Bad things happen. Did not check on her for 3 hours. You know what, Miss King? It's funny that you say that because there's actually a story I'm going to talk about with you guys this week where someone did steal a car with a child in it. And that mom um, was trying to stop the guys from stealing her car with her kid in the back seat, and they run over her and she dies. And I wanted to talk about that story this week, share that with you guys this week and talk about it. And I don't, as far as I know today, I haven't looked to see if there's any more updates. But the last I had seen, they still have not caught. I think there were 2 guys and they haven't caught them yet. They don't know who, they haven't got them yet. I'm sorry, Michelle. That's okay. Have a good rest of your evening. Thanks for coming. It's so sad. She's such a pretty little girl. All right. Let's go back to this article. Um Here's where it gets sketchy for me, okay? Uh, here it says the document shows interviews with Christopher's other two children, ages 9 and 5. They said, the police interviewed his two other daughters. They said that Christopher had left all three children alone in vehicles regularly and stated that he got distracted by playing his game and putting his food away when their sister was in the car. See you, Shiraz. I hope it's not like air conditioning repair. What are you having repaired, ma'am? Um, yeah, let me reread this, okay? The document shows interviews with Christopher's other two children, ages 9 and 5. They said that Christopher had left all three children alone in vehicle regularly and stated that he got distracted by playing his game and putting his food away when their sister was in the car. The interim complaint, this is the next part that really got me. Um, the interim complaint shows Christopher received text messages from his wife while the 2-year-old was being transported to the hospital, stating, I told you to stop leaving them in the car. How many times have I told you? And he responded, Babe, I'm sorry. And she said, We've lost her. She was perfect. And then he said, Babe, our family, how could I do this? I killed our baby. This can't be real. So, blows my mind. So, evidently, this is something that they have, you know, argued about before. The other two older kids say he does it often. A 2-year old left in the car with no air conditioner in 111 degrees from approximately 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., which is in the hottest time of the day, in the blaring sun. Right, Margaret? I read somewhere that the temperature can rise um like 19 or 20 degrees within 10 minutes in a vehicle that's like closed up. Hmm. I remember when I was itty bitty, my mom and dad wouldn't let me go to sleep in the car seat in the back seat. They made me stay awake. I asked my mom why, and she told me she wanted to make sure I was okay and not choking on the animal crackers or whatever it was. Aw, just keeping me awake and alert. And he is how old and mom is working? What is he doing? He was 37. Um, I mean, he's 37. I don't know that he doesn't have a job. Uh, he may have a I mean, I don't know. Um, 130 degrees, Lord have mercy. I wanna watch there was this, video here. I was gonna play this real quick. Uh, there we go, full screen. Make sure you guys can see that. Mm, alright, here we go. This is a real quick, just an update video. Um
13 News reporter Ashley. Mary Christopher Scholtes was released to pretrial services by a judge this evening with no bond issued. The judge entered a not guilty plea for him. Scholtes' 2-year-old daughter died Tuesday when police say he left her in a vehicle in the driveway of the family's Marana home. He claimed he left the vehicle running with the AC on, but when he went back outside, the car was off and his daughter was unconscious. She was transported to a Tucson hospital where sadly she was pronounced dead. Initially, he said the child was left in the car for 30 minutes to an hour, but the investigation showed that the child was in that car for 3 hours. This morning, he was arrested and booked into the Pima County Jail for second-degree murder and child abuse.
So yeah, he's looking at second degree murder and child abuse. And no shade at all at their home. I mean, you could see their house was like completely um not shaded at all. I mean, Miss King says way too old to be so into your games you forget about your daughter. What was his deal? Did he not want to wake her up from sleeping or something? Wake her up. She can go for a nap in the house. I don't believe his story. I think he wanted to go back to his PlayStation 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever the blank it was. So he had apparently been running errands, according to the article. And he got home and she was napping and he didn't want to wake her up. I mean, what? Even 5 minutes is too much time to be for a kid to be in a in a car that long when it's hot outside. Oh, hold on, husband's in here. So, my it's just and it wouldn't even matter to me, like, even if you were in there with your child, okay? Let's just say you were in there with your child. It wasn't even alone. You wouldn't wanna sit in there for 5 minutes as a grown up, as a grown person. How would you expect a 2-year-old to and he's saying that he left the car on with the air conditioner running. Okay, are you going to, like, peep out there every literally 2 seconds to make sure that the car is still running and that the air is on? No, you're not gonna do that. So, Don't leave your kids in cars. Now, do I believe that he meant to do that? Do I believe that he did this, like, intentionally to unalive her? I don't, but it happened, and, 3 hours. How do you 3 hours? Like, you think 5 minutes in a car, right, in that kinda heat with no air conditioning is miserable. 3 hours is what, 6 times 8, or no, wait, 6 times 3 is 18. That's 180 minutes. 180 minutes. 3 whole hours. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. And the reason why, here's the reason why. Excuse me. Here's the reason why you don't do that. As parents, most of us uh, are addled in the brain anyway. We get distracted, preoccupied, whatever. You're like, oh, I'm going to, you know, take these groceries in, come back out, get the kid, get my purse, get my coffee, get the fast food, get back in the house. And then what happens? You get in the house. Who knows? Maybe you had a water leak and you're like, oh, shoot, you know what? Anything can happen and distract you. And one thing turns into the next. But I still do not understand how 3 hours. And he, according to the older kids, said that he was distracted by his game and putting his food away. So, was it a situation where he just got, I mean, I understand losing track of time when we're talking like 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, but not 3 hours. How do you, um, like, what, you don't check on her in 3 hours? Like, even if you didn't forget that she's out there, if you know she's out there, but you're like, I'm gonna let her stay out there to nap until she wakes up. Okay. So it didn't dawn on you an hour later to check on her? 2 hours later to check on her? He doesn't even think to check on her apparently till the mom gets home and like, "Where's the kid? Where's Parker? Where?" And then he's like, "Oh." Mm. Margaret says, "My mother-in-law lives in Lake," I don't know how to pronounce that, Havasu? Havasu? And it gets up to 120 by noon. There's no AC in the world that can keep up. Oh, I can imagine. Was he on anything? I wonder. I don't know. Said that he hadn't had any sort of like criminal past or history except for a DUI like 15 years prior or something. Right? Oof. 3 hours. At no point did he say, has the baby had lunch or it been changed? Nothing like that dawned on him. Right. That was my thing, you know. even if I didn't think, oh, well, if I thought, well, the air conditioner's on, the car's running, the AC's on, you're going to let your car run for 3 hours? And what if she's out there screaming her head off? Which, oh, sound like he was only thinking of himself and didn't want to wake her up so that he could go on and do whatever he wanted to do. I don't know. I mean, I did kind of wonder, did he go in and lay down and take a nap and or like sit down on the couch and dozed off not meaning to and then woke up 3 hours later? Oh Lord, really, Margaret? You pronounced it right. Interesting trivia. It's where the rust prop gun came from. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, um, we'll play the rest of this.
Before being released tonight, Scholtes' wife spoke and said she wants him home to begin the grieving process with the family. The state said the nature of the offense and the quote, lack of truth telling should have been considered. The attorney also claimed text messages to and from his wife indicated that there was an issue long before this happened. Ultimately, the judge did not side with the state and he was released. August 1st will be his next hearing. Stay with us for the latest.
So, I have his hold on here. I have this video here. This is just a minute long too. Um but this shows his I think it was we call it virtual court appearance in front of the judge. And you can hear from the mom, the or his wife, pleading to the judge to let him come home.
Well, tonight, the father of a 2-year-old girl who died after being left in a car during a hot day appeared in court.
37-year-old Christopher Scholtes is facing second-degree murder and abuse charges, child abuse charges. Tonight, no bond was issued, and he was released from jail. His wife spoke to the judge. Take a listen.
I'm just asking if you can allow him to come home to us so we can all start the grieving process so that he can bury our daughter with us this upcoming week and that we can go through this whole process together as a family. This was a big mistake, and I thought this doesn't represent him. And I just want the girls to see their father so that I don't have to tell them tonight that they're going to endure another loss.
Now, the judge did rule that he cannot have any unsupervised contact with minors.
And the 2-year-old girl died Tuesday, if you remember, after being left inside that father's car, the SUV. Miranda police say that he allegedly left his daughter asleep in the car with the AC running while he went inside the house for 3 hours. The mother of the child later arrived at the home and found the girl unresponsive inside the car with no AC. The car was basically no longer running. In the meantime, Scholtes will be back in court on August 1st at 1:30 p.m.
Wow.
I never would have left her to.
It just blows my mind, man. Just blows my mind. All right. So, this is the last thing I have here to share. And I'm only doing this, like I said, the biggest reason why I wanted to share this story is because depending on where you are, it is going to be hot the next few days. So I guess I just wanted this to serve as a reminder and for everyone to hear the story of this sweet little girl, Parker. But I found this article here. It says it's about preventing this from happening. Tips to protect yourself against ever leaving your child in a hot car. Mm. Oh, goodness gracious. Did you see that? Big old Diamond Art Club video popping up on here? Well, according to kidsandcars.org, 37 children will die this year after being left in a vehicle. Now, this article was written when? 2018. So far this year alone, 3 children have died in South Carolina after being left in a car. Officials say it's an honest mistake people feel would not happen to them. This is what experts want you to know to help you check the back seat. So, one tip is to leave a purse or an important item that you need in the back seat, something like your phone, a purse, or even a shoe. Hang a mirror above your child's back seat, allowing you to see them in your rearview mirror. Download a mobile app like Cars for Kids and Driver's Little Helper that will alert your phone once arriving at your destination. As always, it's important to call 911 immediately if you notice a child or pet trapped in a hot car. So, hold on, I want to skip.
Share some advice that could save lives. She joins us live from outside. Erica.
Ashley, according to kidsandcars.org, about 37 children will die this year after being left in a hot vehicle. And we don't want that to happen. People are doing whatever they can to stay cool. But in your rush to get wherever you're going, you may forget that there's someone along for the ride.
At times, children and pets are locked inside vehicles.
It's an honest mistake that nobody thinks could happen to them.
I never even think anything otherwise. I would never think about leaving him in the car seat, in the car. I mean, it's a safety, it's for safety precaution, safety hazard.
That's just one child. What about 70, like Queen Bailey, a site coordinator for Dorchester District 2, monitoring kids at Camp San Beacon?
We put them on the bus. We do a head count before that bus is pulled off. We do a head count again before we leave. We double count to make sure same amount of kids that we take from that school, we make sure we bring those kids back. And our bus driver count to make sure we don't leave no child on a hot bus.
On a 93-degree day, temps inside a vehicle can reach 123 degrees very quickly.
We're able to respond out, utilize equipment that we have on every Charleston fire truck, and get inside the vehicle without breaking windows, without putting the child in jeopardy as far as injuring them with glass or anything like that.
Here are some suggestions. Hang a mirror above your child's car seat that will allow you to see them in the rearview mirror. Or download a mobile app like Waze or Cars for Kids to send reminders to your phone. Another thing that you can do is to leave something in the back seat that you'll need, maybe like a purse or even a shoe. Working for you, Erica Lunsford, ABC News 4.
All great advice, Erica. Thank you.
I mean, it's just so, you hear it so much nowadays, it happens so frequently in the summertime that it's hard to believe. I think it was Shalhoun or someone in the chat earlier said that it's so publicized now. We hear about it all the time. So why are people still doing it? You know, why are people still doing it? I don't know. I don't know. And I understand too, like back in the day, I remember thinking there were times whenever, we would hear about these things, these stories happening a few years ago. And I remember being like, you know, people talking about how they would never like the story of the dad who um left his kid in the back seat and he goes to work, right? And um gets a call a few hours later and they're like, "Yo, your kid's passed away in the back seat of your car," you know? And I think that it's easy to, pass judgment on that because I did the same thing, passing judgment on parents that did that. Then I think about it and I'm like, how distracted we get, especially when we're in a routine. And, you know, mom's usually the one to drop the kids off at daycare or preschool or whatever. And for whatever reason, dad has to do it this particular day. And he's never done it before. And he gets in such a rush and he's late for work and just your brain automatically takes the same route every single day and you forget to turn right to go to the daycare. Instead, you keep going straight because you got to get to work. You got to get to work. And you get to work, you jump out and you run in and clock in and there's your kid in the back seat, you know? And I can see how it can happen. Um especially for people who like are hardcore like ADHD, you know? I can totally understand that. But this situation here with the whole 3 hours, um, that's different, right? It's different. It's much different. I'm gonna put her back up there again. I have another photo too. Hold on, let me grab that one. This is the one of her with her dad. That's them. Her little face is just the sweetest. Proud of her coloring drawing that she did, right? Super proud of it. Well, that's a really good policy to have, Margaret. Really good policy to have in place. Um, I mean, not only for that reason, but for multiple reasons, right? There are a lot of reasons why, especially if you have um, situations where the mom and dad are split up and one tries to take the other one, because that kind of thing happens all the time, right? All the time. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Told you it was gonna be quick. Um, I just really wanted to mention that and let you guys know to if you know of anybody that has kids, right? Just shoot them a text message and say, "Yo, make sure you don't accidentally leave your kids in the car." Okay? Um, And you can find this story all over Twitter and all over Facebook and all over all the social media places. So, you know, share it um, just as a reminder, right? Just as a reminder. Um, let's see. I've got a few different things lined up for this week. I have a story that I want to share with you guys. My webcam is supposed to be here tomorrow. I ordered my webcam. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. And if I get it in time, then I'll have it set up and ready to go. But so I'm not sure what time the stream will be tomorrow. But tomorrow, I want to talk about a story that, well, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but we're going to talk about it. So, anyway, I'm trying to think what else. What else? Hold on. I got notes on my phone and on my computer. Oh, the Alexa Stakely. She's the mom from Ohio who was the one that Miss King, I was telling you earlier about the mom who had gotten ran over by the guys that was trying to jack her car with her. So I think he was a 6-year-old little boy, or he is a 6-year-old little boy. He was not harmed. The car they did, the guys, I think, like, abandoned it. Like, I think, did they say a mile away or a block away or something like that? Um, and I think when the cops arrived, the little boy was asleep. Like, he had no idea anything was going on, I don't think. But um, I wanted to talk about that. And I wanted to talk about it. There's another story that I want to talk about this week. Uh, it's about a little girl named Biddy. Her real name is Bridget, but they called her Biddy, um, from Australia. And I want to talk about her this week. So, whenever you see something about um, a Biddy Porter, um, I would love for you to join the conversation because I'm going to ask your guys' help in doing something for her family. So, anyway, that's all I got. I'm exhausted today. I think emotionally and physically tired. Um, it was a rough weekend, yo. And I planned on going live earlier today, but like I said, husband was home on vacation, and I did not have the chance to do it until now. So, but I'm gonna scooch on out of here. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your evening. All right, stay cool. Hug your peoples, not your pupils, Margaret. Don't hug your pupils. Hug your peoples, okay? I love you guys, though. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up before you leave. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Sherry said, go spend time with the hubby and the kids. Yeah, I'm going to. He actually brought dinner in a while ago. That's why I had to like turn my camera off and stuff. 2 interviews? Look at you. Can't wait to hear more about that. Can't wait to hear more about that. All right. I'm excited for you, Margaret. That's amazing. Already? I thought you were taking a little bit of a hiatus, you know? No? You're already tired of being home? Hmm. Oh, well. Well, I love you guys. And like I said, I'll see you tomorrow. If you watch this on the replay, make sure to put hashtag replay in the comment section down below. And thumbs up, subscribe, like, share, all those things. Good luck, Margaret. Did you get your glasses yet? Ha ha. She's going to get her Stephen Baldwin glasses. But I was just looking for fun and they start calling. Well, there you go. You get your glasses Wednesday. Okay. All right. I love you too. You guys have a great rest of your evening. All right. Stay cool out there. I love you. Bye.